Hey, Scruffy. Look who's waiting for dinner for once. Yeah, no more free food, huh? So now I think you really want dinner, huh? Yeah. So I have meaty pate with real chicken and tuna and kibble. So let's see if Scruffy hisses at me tonight. Or runs away. He's running away. So he's just kneeling down. Yeah, there's a very loud phone ring there. Yeah, close the door. Okay, well, I got the glove on. So yeah, for those who haven't been watching, the last 3 or 4 days, Scruffy hasn't been hungry. So he hasn't been at the door ready at dinner time. And so yesterday I discovered that the plastic storage bin that I keep the kibble in out here had been opened somehow. It actually has a lid that has latches on it. So something had to have freed the latches in order to release the lid. And I don't know how that was accomplished. But whatever the case, the bin was open, the lid was off completely. It was completely flipped off on the ground. And the kibble was free access. And so I believe Scruffy, for the last 3-4 days, up to a week, has been eating unlimited kibble. And so that's why he hasn't been at the door, and that's why he hasn't been very hungry. He's been not finishing his bowl, and I've actually been leaving it out extra long for him to finish the bowl while I'm gone for a run or something like that. I was starting to get worried, maybe he was sick or something, but then now that I discovered, yeah, he was just probably been eating unlimited amounts of kibble, he's probably fine. But yeah, the behavior change was, I thought, very strange. So today is the first day he didn't have access to the kibble container. So, and kind of as expected, yeah, he was waiting at the door for dinner. So I think things are about back to normal. We'll see. But a few days, I think, before he got into the kibble, I was complaining that Scruffy's been acting very jittery. So he would often hiss at me when I came out, and he would run back when I spread out the food and kneeled down to get the food on the table or get the glove on. So he did kind of do that today, but he didn't hiss, so that's probably a slight improvement. And I guess to Scruffy's credit, even though he's been getting free food, unlimited amounts of food, and he's been gorging himself, he actually still came over for pets at dinner time. So I guess that's progress. I think the old Scruffy wouldn't even bother showing up. So I think, yeah, he kind of likes the pets now, even if he's not hungry. Although I think it's kind of odd that, yeah, he still is afraid of me during other times of the day. He only seems to like pets right before dinner time. So yeah, Scruffy's a weird cat. But I guess still get to chalk up the fact that, yeah, he is agreeable to pets while not hungry as progress. because I remember on a couple days where he was, I believe, overfed or well-fed, and he wasn't hungry, he'd just skip dinner completely, and I wouldn't see him that day. So the time I remember most was I gave him a gopher that I'd caught, and he ate the entire gopher. Pretty big meal. And then the next day I didn't see him at all. And then I think there were a couple times he didn't show up at all for dinner. My theory was maybe he caught something that day. So no need for dinner. No need to show up. So let's see. Yeah, yesterday I was talking about, I think, the previous day where I mentioned I had encountered the friendly cat, and the friendly cat let me pet him. And then the moment that started, two other cats nearby saw me petting the friendly cat, and then they approached because they wanted pets too. So one's the friendly cat's pal, who's actually never let me pet him before. But I think, yeah, when he saw me petting the friendly cat, he decided, I want some of that. But before he had a chance, or he made it all the way over, there was a third cat, another black and white cat, but smaller. So I think he's a younger one, not fully adult yet. Not a kitten, or not a tiny kitten anyway, but smaller than the full-size cat. And yeah, he wanted pets too, so he darted across the street, came up from behind me, and walked past me to get my attention, and then let me pet him as he's walking by, and then he'd walk by again and let me pet him, and then he kept doing that. And so eventually, I just started petting him. And then finally, the friendly cat pal finally came all the way over. He's kind of doing the same thing, so he walked by, let me pet him, and then walk by again, let me pet him again, walk by, let me pet him again. And meanwhile, the friendly cat was just, staying chill, letting me pet him the whole time. And then eventually, I think, the friendly cat got a little bored, started walking away, and the other cats kind of followed him. And so they all kind of inched away from me. And so I decided, it's probably my cue to get on with my run, or start my run. I hadn't gotten to the park yet. So I wish I had the camera that day, because that was a new experience. I haven't had 3 cats come at me at the same time. And then I think right after I resumed my walk towards the park, I encountered another cat. It was a white and gray one. I think I've seen that one before a few times. And fortunately, I don't know, he saw me, and he didn't look like he wanted to be around people or me. And so we were pretty far away from each other. He was hanging out in somebody's yard. He was actually walking through somebody's yard, so I think he was on his way to go somewhere. And he saw me look at him, and then he decided, just keep moving. And then he decided he was going to dart across the street, go into somebody else's yard, I guess. Okay, I think we're going to get the food, Scruffy. How does that sound? Yeah, you want your food tonight. Okay, let's get your food. So I was wondering if Scruffy's going to be mad at me for blocking his access to unlimited kibble. I'm not sure how smart he is to connect the idea that I closed the bin to me not feeding him enough. So I cleaned the brush yesterday after I stopped filming. So let's see, I came out for lunch today with the water, and I think Scruffy was sleeping in the aisle this time, so he changed positions. Maybe it's because I closed the food bin, so he decided he didn't need to sleep as close to the food bin as he's been. I forgot to chill the water this morning, so I decided I was going to put ice cubes in it. And yeah, so Scruffy actually started coming over while I was still out here. But yeah, he didn't go for the water. He actually just kind of sat in front of me, or facing me. He still kept his distance, but yeah, he seemed like he was waiting for me to do something. I don't know. Anyway, I went in, and then I think he continued to stare at me for a while. I continued to film him. And then finally he took a look at the water bowl, and I don't think he likes looking at the ice cubes, so I don't think he knew what they were, and he didn't seem interested in the water, so he didn't even take a sip. I thought he'd at least poke at the water more and kind of figure out what it was, but yeah, he didn't seem to be very curious either. So I don't think he likes ice. And so eventually he walked away. I never saw him drink anything. I assume if he got thirsty, eventually the ice would melt. So the ice is all melted now, so. I have, yeah, very, very early on when I first started this, I think I did bring out a couple ice cubes for Scruffy at one point. I had read somewhere or heard somewhere that cats might be curious about ice cubes and may start playing with them or just be fascinated by an ice cube. Yeah, an ice cube. And it was probably a really hot day when I decided to do it, so I felt that maybe Scruffy would want some relief once he figured out what an ice cube is. But he completely ignored the ice cube. I think I actually didn't put it in the bowl, but I put it next to the bowl on the plate. And yeah, he was completely uninterested in the ice cube. I think he actually might have been scared of it. I can't remember. So I think after that, I didn't really try ice cubes again until today. And today was mostly just to chill the water since I've been chilling it pretty consistently. The weather was, yeah, it's about the same today. So I'm planning to go on a short interval run tonight, so after I'm done here with Scruffy. So I took yesterday off. I'm actually still feeling kind of lethargic right now. So that's actually one of the reasons I didn't go for a bike ride. I figured I probably can handle a short run. I don't know if I have the way I'm feeling right now, I don't know if I have it in me to do a long bicycle ride. So I'll try the bicycle ride tomorrow, see how the run goes tonight. I think the evening's starting to feel like it's cooling off right now. So the weather shouldn't be too bad by the time I hit the pavement or the trails. And other news, I was planning on using some potatoes I cooked or I bought at Costco a week or two ago. I used them in my vegetable soup, which I made about a week ago. But yeah, when you buy at Costco, you buy in bulk, so you get a big giant bag. And yeah, I was going to use some potatoes last night, and went into the bag, and all the potatoes were covered in mold. One of the potatoes had completely disintegrated. It smelled really bad, and I guess that was the fuel to really accelerate the growth of the mold. So everything in the bag was just covered in mold. It was really nasty. And yeah, I'm a little upset. This is a brand new fresh bag of potatoes, and they're already ruined. And yeah, usually these potatoes they last me months. Um, I've been storing them inside because of the heat, so trying to keep them cool. So um, I can't really bring. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think the weather is the reason. But yeah, I'm half tempted to try to return the potatoes, complaining, hey, these are brand new potatoes. They shouldn't be growing mold this quickly. I didn't do anything particularly wrong storing them. But yeah, they're just, on the other hand, yeah. I'm sure Costco would actually let me return them, but yeah, I don't want to be one of those bad customers that gets flagged and costs Costco a lot of stupid money and eventually revokes my membership or puts me on a we don't like this customer list. I want to try to stay on the good list, not the bad list. So when I do really have a problem, they'll help me. So lose $10 on the bag of potatoes, but whatever. And move the balls for Scruffy. So yeah, it looks like he wants to finish the bowl tonight. Because I've heard all sorts of stories about customers returning things that really they have no business returning to Costco. Like I've heard somebody told me a story where a customer I think returned a mostly eaten turkey right after Thanksgiving. I don't know, maybe the complaint was the turkey was bad or something, but of course I ate it, so I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I put off what I was going to cook because I don't have the potatoes. So I think I'm going to have to make another trip to Costco sooner than I expected. Okay, folks, that's it for tonight. I guess it's back to normal, huh? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.